It's important to be aware that your dog's anxiety can just come from a variety of locations, or a variety of situations and general factors.
Hey, I'm Karen Laws, the interior dog trainer, and I'm glad you're here. Remember, training time is all the time. Please subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss what's next.
It's really important to be aware of potential causes, things that are causing anxiety in your dog or could cause anxiety in your older dog that maybe didn't show up before. Many things can show up. Anxiety can just come from a variety of places, but a lot of them are related to natural aging process. For those of you that are in your, advancing into your senior years, maybe there's things that frighten you now that didn't used to frighten you. It's the same with the dog, or upset you that didn't used to upset you. There's tons of things, the way the world is changing. But it's important to be aware that your dog's anxiety can just come from a variety of locations, or a variety of situations and general factors. What are they? I've got 6 key ones here. So what are some of the causes? Number one is kind of sad but true. It's a decline in physical health. Let's face it. As both humans and dogs get older, we have more issues related to their age. Arthritis, vision loss, hearing loss, chronic pain can make walking uncomfortable or even frightening because they're not sure why, depending on the type of pain, they're not sure where it's coming from. If they've got a pinched nerve or their discs are starting to deteriorate and they're getting these jabbing pains when they step, they don't know where that's coming from. So it's really important to be aware that decline is natural. Be aware. Changing diet to cater to a senior's needs is important. It can help delay some of that, but overall, their health is going to decline as they get older. And number 2, something that humans and dogs share together, CDS, or cognitive dysfunction syndrome. Just like dementia in humans, it can cause confusion, anxiety. You may see your dog all of a sudden wandering off with no apparent destination, standing in a corner, staring at the wall. That could be a sign of what we call in humans early onset dementia, cognitive dysfunction syndrome in dogs. Number 3, changes in the environment. Now, depending on where you live, new sights and sounds and smells may be common, but when they're not, if you have a fairly quiet, stable home, you've been there for a long time, anything seasonal, like we just come through a holiday season, or if you're coming into a holiday season, changes in the sounds and the smells and the people coming and going, or if someone in your family has gone off to school and the pack dynamics have changed. All of this can feel overwhelming, and most importantly, if you've relocated or moved to a new home, this can be extremely overwhelming to your dog, your senior dog, because it represents a total change in their world. So it's important to be aware of those things and set up your schedule accordingly with your balance of work, rest, and play. Like you see here, it's going to change as they get older to more rest and less work, less play, less hard play. But overall, you want to be aware if you've moved, be prepared to help your dog navigate through that change. If all of a sudden they're in a familiar environment and they're acting strange, look around to see what's no longer familiar. That's going to help. Number 4, negative experiences. A pleasant or an unpleasant thing happens when they're on the walk. Maybe, for example, something as simple as someone rushing into their space, a person unwanted, like a little kid, or another dog jumps them out of nowhere that's never happened before, or even a loud noise that's never happened in that very spot before, can have lasting effects. Similar to a PTSD. Now they're going to go through that space again, and when you see them, they're going to freeze. If that happens, we're going to talk about some solutions, but just quickly, if that happens when you're on a walk, be aware of that spot and that event that happened in that spot, because you may see some lasting effects from that if you're not able to navigate through it, or maybe you don't recognize it even when it happened. It may take some reflection to go back and figure out why now your dog's acting weird in this space that it was always comfortable in before. Number 5, reduced energy levels. Just like people, as we get older, our energy isn't what it used to be. Aging dogs are the same. They may feel less physically willing or capable to make that effort to go for a walk with you, or to go for your 3rd or 4th walk, or to go for a 1-hour walk. If all of a sudden your dog's resisting, just do a reflection on your walks. If it's an hour, usually make it 20 minutes, make it 10 minutes. They just, and then just watch the dog for signs that he's restless and needs to go out again. But keep your walks on soft surfaces and shorten them, because they have less energy, just like we do as we get older. And one of the final signs to recognize, and this is difficult, is sensory decline. And all of a sudden your dog's barking, you never barked before. It may be because he can't hear, but he senses vibration in the floor and he's responding to that. Diminished senses make everything that's familiar feel unfamiliar. I can't see as well as I used to. So what is that fuzzy thing that's coming towards me that your dog used to recognize, but now they don't, and they're barking or growling or running away? It could be because they can't see or they can't hear. So just to review, 6 potential causes of anxiety in senior dogs that maybe wasn't there before. Number 1, decline in their overall physical health. Number 2, just like us, cognitive dysfunction syndrome, early onset dementia, so to speak. Changes in the environment. You've moved, or someone's left home, or something's changed in your environment. Number 4, a negative experience in a place that was once familiar or comfortable to them. And number 5, reduced energy levels. Let's face it, as we get older, we just don't want to do the things we used to do. And finally, number 6, hate to admit it, people do it too, sensory decline, hearing, visual decline, as dogs get older, just like people.